July the 4th, the United States of America celebrates its 250th birthday. It's the most powerful and influential country in the world. But how did it come about? My name is Ronan McGreevy. I'm an Irish Times journalist and historian, and I'm going to try to explain the American Revolution to you in 5 minutes. As the nursery rhyme goes, in 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue and discovered the New World for Europeans. Over the next 150 years, Europeans colonized most of North America. The British established their first colony in what is now the United States in Jamestown, Virginia in 1607. Over the next 150 years, 13 colonies were established. These colonies acted independently of each other and of central government in London. But that all changed with the French and Indian War of 1756. The British and the French fought for possession of lands in North America. The British eventually won the war in 1763, but it left the British Treasury bankrupt. As a consequence of that, the London government decided to impose direct taxation on the colonists to pay for the war. This was resented by the colonists because they had no say, and hence the immortal phrase, "No taxation without representation," was born. The colonists resisted any attempt by London to impose taxation on them, and this led to a series of incidents. The American War of Independence began on the 19th of April 1775 when colonial militias attacked British troops at Concord and Lexington in Massachusetts. This confrontation became known as the shot that rang out around the world. The 13 colonies set up the Continental Army under the command of a former British officer by the name of George Washington. You may have heard of him, but they faced a formidable task against the trained British Army. But in March 1776, the Continental Army captured Boston. And on July 4th, representatives of the 13 colonies signed one of the most famous documents in history, the Declaration of Independence. In its most famous phrase, the Declaration stated, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and are endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." But unfortunately, these basic rights did not extend to the 500,000 enslaved people then in the 13 colonies. But the war didn't stop there. In fact, 1776 was a very bad year for Washington's Continental Army. Just when it all seemed lost, Washington and his men crossed the Delaware River at Christmas in 1776 and attacked German mercenary troops at the Battle of Trenton. In 1777, the Continental Army won the Battle of Saratoga in New York State, and this persuaded the French to throw in their lot with the Americans, and the tide of the war slowly began to turn. The decisive battle of the war was October 1781. A joint French and American force trapped the British General Cornwallis's army on a peninsula at Yorktown. They were decisively defeated and 9,000 men surrendered. In March of 1782, the British Parliament decided to suspend the conflict in America. A year later, the Treaty of Paris was signed, recognizing the United States of America as an independent country, while also granting it considerably more land than was in the 13 colonies. There was nothing inevitable about the United States of America. The rebels could have been defeated. They could have stayed loyal, as they did in Canada, or the United States could have gained independence and split up into other smaller countries, as it almost did in the American Civil War. But it didn't. It stayed together, and those who took up arms against the British 250 years ago changed the course of history forever.